Hello and good evening, viewers. In this tutorial, I'm going to be attempting a certain practical paper that is for Senior 6. So I'm going to be doing some Senior 6 work in this tutorial that I'm recording today. I'm going to be doing a Senior 6 sample practical paper. Yeah, as Senior 6 head to national exams, they are starting national exams today. They've started today on the 7th of November 2025. They have had their briefing, and yeah, they're going to do national exams, and also ICT is planned for the coming weeks. So learners that are going to do ICT in the coming weeks around 24th of this very month, find this video very helpful. So before going into that practical paper, a video like this is so important to you, a learner of Senior 6. So I've done related videos about Senior 6, the very class. Some of the videos I've done these videos about Wakisha practical, the theory paper is here, I did it, and a lot of other videos that connect with Senior 6, etc. Apart from Wakisha, I've done more numbers of Senior 6 like database, this one here. I've done this theory paper that was done last year. It was also Senior 6, etc. I've done a lot of Senior 6 tutorials at my channel. Feel free to go there and watch them in case you're Senior 6 learner who is going to do national exams this month. Okay, the cover photo that's going to be available on the video is right here, and the video is about S6 Subsidiary ICT sample practical questions, a practical guide you need before Sub ICT UNEB 2025 paper 2 and paper 3. All 5 questions are fully done. So this is the cover photo, and the paper I'm going to be attempting. The sample paper is it's right here. That is Makadita mock, a sample paper. It was challenging at some extent, and I found it okay to do it for a Senior 6 learner out there. So this is the paper I'm going to be attempting for the video. All the 5 numbers are going to be done in this very tutorial. Now, a learner of Senior 6 should do at least each number for 30 minutes. That's why this paper is slated for 2 hours and each number is done for 30 minutes. It means that if a learner does each number for 30 minutes, it means that within 1 hour and 30 minutes, they're done with their 3 numbers, and the remaining 30 minutes can be used for printing and burning. So, that's very important to a learner who's going to do a Senior 6 Subsidiary ICT practical paper this month. Starting with word processing. This is the word processing that transpired in that paper. This is the word processing that is going to be done. And yeah, it was that it was number one of that paper, and I'm going to start with that. That is number one, word processing. What is word processing? Appears as the first number. So here we are. I want to create my folder and I want to rename it. Of course, the learner gives it their name and a personal number. For my case, I can rename it Akadita 2025 Practical Guide. Yeah, Makadita 1025 practical guide. This is the thing I want to use for the tutorials. If I can open it, I want to load word processing. Now, let me look at the question. The question is open a word processing file saved as results.docx, that is a Word document. Type the following information before the table and carry out the following tasks. So this is the information I should type before the table. It starts from games and sports in schools. It's one of the most needed and helpful activities to keep students always active and supportive to all members of the same group. It creates a big, strong bond between all students. It's also one of the ways of spotting talents from learners, as all those with skills have an opportunity to showcase what they do. Learners also get an opportunity to have some exercise to keep them fit and sharp when in class and maintain a good body shape. So I want to load this file called results.docx and then I do what they want me to do. So I want to just go to my support folders I'm using. I locate results.docx. It's here, a Word document. All the support folders I'm going to use are going to be available in the video description and can be downloaded easily by the viewer. So I'm going to copy it, not opening rather, but copy it to my folder. I can copy it and paste it there. Yeah, then I can open and then I see what is inside. A note is learners are supposed to copy a file. If they're directed to copy it, they're supposed to copy it first to their working folder and then they can do whatever change they may want. They should not open their support folders because it may tempt them to change the sorry about that, to change the support folders. Of course, that can lead to loss of scores. So they're supposed to copy it in that way and then back to the question. If I can enable editing here, back to the question. They want me to type this information before the table, the information from games, and it stops at shape. So I want to type that information before the table. I want to shift my table slightly down, and then I type that information. So the information is games and sports. Games and sports in schools is one of the most needed and helpful activities to keep students always active and supportive to all members. There's a mistake there. All members of the same group. Of the same group. Concentrate that it creates a big and strong bond between all students. All students. It's also one of the ways of spotting talents from learners as all those with skills have an opportunity to showcase what they can do, and then learners also get an opportunity to have some exercise to keep them fit and sharp when in class and maintain a good body shape. Yeah, so this is the information they wanted me to type before the table, but if it, of course, if it misbehaves like how you're seeing mine, you could just slightly move your table down so that the information can be intact up there before the table. So that is the information they wanted me to type. I can correct a few mistakes here. I can ignore this, maintain, and then yeah, that is it. So that is it with the first question that was required in word processing. I've typed this information right before the table. Next up is add an appropriate title to the information given. So I want to add an appropriate title to the information given. I want to just click on top of my work here, and then I press enter, then arrow up so that I can type my title. The title, an appropriate title can be games and sports in schools. Yeah, or even in because I'm seeing the secondary schools here. In secondary schools. Secondary schools. Yeah. So again, my work is being pushed downwards. I want to just grab my table. I shift it downwards so that my work is intact. So I can drag my table slightly downwards. Next up is character space, the title to condense 1.3 points. So character space, the title to condense 1.3 points. I'm going to highlight the title and then I right click at it. Then I select font and then I go to, is it is it font? Anyway, let me close font, right click at the title again, then I click at paragraph, and then I look for condense. Condense by 1 3 points. It's what they want and it's what I'm looking for. So I want to look for condense, it's what I'm looking for. Right click at the title once again, select paragraph, and then I look for condense. So my title is games and sports, and I'm condensing it. It's condensed by 1.3 points. Right click at it, select font. Yeah, after selecting font, under advanced, then spacing condensed. Yes, to 1.3 points. So I'm going to put 1.3 points. So I can type it manually 1.3 and then I click OK and my title is going to be condensed to 1.3 points. If I want to check that, I can right click at it again. I go to font, back to advanced, condensed, then it is 1.3 points. If your computer displays any other settings or any other units that are not points, simply go to file and then you look for options, then advanced, and then you look for the units. The units are just under display instead of any unit you could have. You can change units from there. It is important with margins. Yeah, so you can change the units they want in the question and then you can do whatever you want. So that is the title that is condensed to 1.3 points. Next up is set the indents. Left and right 1.2 and 1.5 centimeters. This is what I've been just talking about in the previous few seconds, that if you're given units, these ones are now in centimeters, that set the indent left and right to 1.2 and 1.5 centimeters. So left is 1.2, right is 1.5, and it's indent. So I want to see whether my indents are in centimeters. So I want to look for layout and then I look for indents. Are they in centimeters? If they're in centimeters, better. If they're not, go back to file, choose options, and then advanced. You scroll to display, and then you choose the units you want for the question. Now mine are already in centimeters. I want to just continue to put them. So left indent left should be 1.2. So before I even put 1.2, I can highlight this work of mine, only the text, 1.2. Yeah, and then right, according to the question, right is 1.5. Then click within your work, and it's going to be applied to your work. It's already even applied on top here and indents. Next up is um, add a row anywhere in the table and add random details of your choice. So I want to add a row anywhere in my table, and then I add random details of my choice. So I want to add a row in my table. I can, of course, shift my table slightly down here so that it doesn't intervene my text. So I want to add any random row. I want to go to insert table, then I go to draw table, and then I go to the corner here. I hold left, I move covering the table so that I can add a random row at my table. And then they told me that I should add details of my choice. I can add a table showing games and sports results from selected schools. Yeah, a table showing games and sports results from selected schools. I can highlight this and then I can go to home and merge and center. Yeah, merge and center. I'm looking for my merge and center, but seems the feature is not visible here. It is hidden. So I can right click at it and then I choose merge and center. I can highlight once again. Yeah, that highlighting is perfect. Highlight the entire thing. Then I can put it in the center, and then I can increase slightly the size of the heading. So that, yeah, it looks like a heading. Next up is after adding a row at part E, compute the total results for each school. Compute the total results for each school. Yeah, so I want to go back to my table. Here we are, and then I compute the total results for each school. I can first reduce the size of the columns in my table. Appropriately. Yeah. Then I can go to insert, then table, and then I draw a line here, and then I compute total because in the question here they want me to compute total, and then the next question will require me to compute is it maximum results for each school, and then I want to draw this. Yeah, then I compute my total in a column I could want. Here I can type total. Then right here, formula sum left. Indeed, it is sum left from football to the left. Click OK, get the answer. Back to formula in the next cell in the table. Remove above and then put left. Sum left. Press OK. Go to the next one. Formula sum above. Remove above. Then you type left. OK. Next up. Formula move above, put left. Okay. Next up, formula, remove above because we are summing up items on the left. Okay. Next, formula, uh, sorry. Next is here, formula, sum left. Yeah. And then click OK. And lastly, formula, sum left because you're adding to the left. Yeah, next up, after total, generate the maximum results for each school. I'm going to just put maximum. After maximum, formula once again, and then instead of sum, I can do sum. I put maximum because I'm looking for the maximum value to the left. Click OK. Sorry, a moment. Let me correct. So maximum, I was at this. Yeah, maximum. Go back to formula. Sum instead of sum, put max left. Click OK. You get the maximum formula. Instead of sum, you put max and then remove above and put left. Because it's max left, I can even highlight this to save time. It's a tip to learners. You can highlight this and copy it. Click OK. Click at this formula. Remove this. Paste max left. Yeah. OK. Go to this formula. Remove this. Paste. Ctrl V. You get the maximum formula. You see, to save time, you don't have to type, and type. You can use copy and paste somewhere. Then here, indeed, I'm getting values and they're the maximum values for each school. First, and then the last maximum value here should be 10. That is Hindi All Saints. They got maximum in netball. First. Yeah, and it is 10. So that is it with the maximum. Next up is insert a watermark of the picture ball from the folder. Insert a watermark of the picture ball from the folder. So it is part G. So I want to insert that very watermark of the picture ball. I'm going to look for the picture ball from the support folders. Then I insert it into my page. So next up is insert a watermark of the picture ball from the folder. So I want to just go to inserts and then I look for what actually mine is under design. Then I look for watermark and then after looking for watermark, I look for custom watermark. So the custom watermark is here, and then I look for picture, and then select picture. I look for my folders I'm using, the support folders from file. Yeah, then right after that, I go to the desktop, and then I open Macadita. Actually, it's this one. Support folders are here. In this one, then the picture ball is here. I click at insert, and then I can insert. Yeah, and the picture is inserted as a watermark in my work. Next question is add a caption below the table indicating details of results. They want me to add a caption right below the table indicating details of the results. Um, my caption should should show details of the result, something like that. So I want to go back to my table. The table is here. I click at it. Of course, I make it active. Then I look for captions under references. Insert. Is it something like caption? It's under references. It's right here. Insert caption. Click at it, and then caption. I can put something like details of results. Details of results, label is a table position above the table or below the selected item. And then do I need to exclude label from caption? Anyway, let me click OK. And then my caption should be inserted at my table. It's right here. I could click at it to make it active. Then I cut it. Then I can paste it somewhere. Let me see whether it can move around. My caption right here. I want to see whether it can move around. Yeah, below the table. So that's a caption that is below the table. And next up is letter I. Insert a footnote of the word games in the paragraph as an activity that one engages in for amusement or fun. So I'm supposed to insert a footnote on the word games. A footnote should be on the word games, and I should type that it's an activity that one engages in for amusement or fun. So at games, games is here, the word games, highlight, and then I look for a footnote. Insert footnote, click at that, and then you type the footnote. The footnote, it should be just a simple, a brief definition like an activity, um, an activity that one, an activity that one engages in for amusement or fun, for amusement or for fun. Yeah, that's the caption, and it connects with the word games here. Next up, as we beat the 30-minute mark, remember I said each and every question should be done for 30 minutes in S6 practical. Convert paragraph 1 into 3 columns. I want to go to paragraph 1, highlight it, yeah, and then go to layout, columns, and then I choose 3 columns. If the machine is not, of course, doing what you may expect, you can do a Ctrl Z, and then you try to, space the content that we see whether our work can have the 3 columns. Ctrl Z once again. Highlight the the content that is needed. If I could include the title, let me see what could happen. Columns, then 3. I wanted to I wanted to visibly see the 3 columns. Seems the indents I inserted first are affecting my work, but if at all I could first push this table down, and then I highlight again, I select 3 columns. Not really. Ctrl Z, I can bring my table back and highlight this once again. I can reduce on the line spacing, line, make it 1.0. I see what happens. Yeah. Then if it insists, I can just make my work, you know, appealing. I can't just leave my work like this. I could just make it more appealing, like by pushing the table downwards, up to the second page. Continue pushing the table down, up to the second page. I can cut it to the second page. There's a mistake. I can push my table to the top. Yeah, that is better. Then I can push it to the top. Yeah, seems it's now the caption that's affecting my columns that I wanted to put. Seems it's now the caption that's affecting my. Anyway, I can highlight this once again, and I can highlight the entire structure here, columns. I put it back to 1, and let me put 2. I see what happens. 2 is not doing what I want, and 3 is even making it pass. Back to references at Was it a footnote? Next footnote, is that footnote, show footnote notes. Anyway, for the columns, you could highlight and then you choose columns under insert, rather layout, then columns, and you choose three. But the, the caption seems to affect my columns. Then add a footer of your name and a header of your personal number. So the footer of your name, of course, insert is going to have footer and header. So I'm going to first put a header. They wanted insert a footer of your name and the head of your personal number. Header can be my personal number, assuming that's my personal number. I can close it, and then I go to footer. It can be my initials, and then I close. And then save your work as your name and personal number. I can close this, and then I click at save. I right click at it once again, and I go to right click at this once again, show more options, rename, give it a name, Marvin Suzy P. So that is the name that is on my work. Save it as your name and personal number, 500, assuming. Provide a printout of your work as a last question there. So you can open this. You can open this and uh, enable editing. Let me see the point of the, I think it was columns. Now it was games and sports that had that caption, and I feel it was affecting my columns. I can delete this, and then I type the normal games, and then I can copy this to some other page. I see whether I can get the columns on some other page. Insert blank page. Click at this and paste, and I highlight. I see whether the columns can be applied. Under layout, I choose three. Yeah, the three are applied. So that is how I could put the three columns in my work. I can highlight them, copy them, go back to the first text here and paste. If it is still affecting your table, I think mine is still affecting my table. I can go with what I have so far. Uh, what was that? Control Y, Control Y, Control Y, Control Y, Control Y, Control Y. Ctrl Z, 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 Ctrl Z. Yeah, I can go with that. I can go with the three pages. The first page having my work, the table, the captions, the columns, and then I can provide a printout. Control P, choose the right printer, and command a print as I go to the next question. Next question in this paper was Microsoft Excel, and it's what I'm going to do in the next 30 minutes of this video tutorial. So the question was, use a shopping center deals in general merchandise and each having its price indicated and generate amounts that retail consumers use to determine their quantity of consumption. Load a spreadsheet file named as user.xls from the support files to perform the following tasks. Save it as your name. So I'm loading user, and then I'm going to save it as my name. So I'm going to go to the support file I open it, I'm loading Excel, and then I look for user, right click, copy. Don't open, you should first copy it to your folder, and then you think of opening it. So this is my folder I'm using, and immediately I want to give it my name because they wanted me to rename with my name, Mark Marvin Kasozi B, then 500, and then I can open it and I do whatever I want to do according to the question. Part A, use a suitable, as it's loading, use a suitable function to find the number of times the total amount 3300 appears in D12. Now this is my spreadsheet that I've loaded, and the first question is immediately asking me to use a suitable formula and then or function to provide the number of times the total amount 330 appears in D12. I've not even yet computed total amount. So I want first compute the total amount in my spreadsheet. So I want to go here at total amount, and I put a function that can return the total amount. So the function is equals products, open brackets. I get unit price, which is B3. I multiply it with C3, which is quantity. I close and press enter and scroll to the last item. So they wanted me to count the number of times 330 appears in D12 here. So I want to count, of course, the number of times 330 appears here. So of course, it doesn't appear anywhere. My answer should be 0 if I put a function that can count. So it is equals if count if open brackets. The range is from D3 to D10, comma. What is my criteria? My criteria is 3300, and then we close, press enter. If someone clicks at your 0, the function is displayed in the formula bar. Use a suitable function to add the total amount that is greater than shillings 4,000. That is the next question. It is use a suitable function to add total amount that is greater than shillings 4,000. So back to my spreadsheet here, I should add the total amount that is of course greater than 4,000. Yeah, so it's what I want to do next, and I think the appropriate cell was the cell that I should use was not indicated, so I want to just go to D15 so that I can do that question from there. I'm going to put a label. The label it's going to be indicated. I can put labels here. This one can be number of times number of times 3300 appears, and even here I can put values above 4,000 added. Yeah, for creativity, you can decide to put labels. I can click at this, and then I can click at wrap. Even this, I can click at wrap. Values above 4,000 added. Number of times 330 appears added. So here I want to put equals sum if, and then I open a bracket. I select a range D3 to D10. So if equals sum if any value in that range, comma, is above or equal to 4,000, comma, I just repeat the range D3 to D10. Yeah, close the brackets, hit enter. There's a mistake here. If I click OK, I missed the quotes here and quotes here. All right. So if I click at my answer, the question wanted me to add values that are only greater than 4,000. I'm supposed to add them. So, and I wrote this equals sum if D3 to D10 greater, I can even remove the equal sign, greater than 4,000, comma, I repeated the range. That's how the function flows. That's the syntax of the function. So the machine added values that are above 4,000. I think it added 30,000 and it added 6,000 because those are the two values that are above 4,000. So I can press enter and then I get my answer. Yeah, next up is part C of Excel. Part C of Excel is use VLOOKUP function comment on the total amount of consumers using good sales for greater 4,000 and black market otherwise. So I should use a VLOOKUP to comment on the cells. That if cells are greater than 4,000, those are good cells. But if they're below 4,000, that is black market. Yeah. So I'm supposed to use a VLOOKUP to do that. And I've not been provided with any vertical table in my spreadsheet. I'm not having any vertical table. So I want to just come up with my own creativity to create a vertical table to do a VLOOKUP. The vertical table I'm going to create, I'm going to put it at this, that is H12. You see, I'm in line with this label. You should make your Excel tidy. So I'm going to type a label. The label could be amount. And then another one here can be comments. Yeah. Then amount, I put a 0, and then I put 3,000, and then here I put 4,000. At 0, I'm going to put black market because all values that are below 3,000, all values, according to the question, they're saying that all values that are otherwise 4,000, so below 4,000, it should be black market. That's why I'm also going to put black market here because, yeah, 3,000 is below 4,000. And the last one, I can put good sales. So this is the vertical table I can use for my VLOOKUP. I want to just do. I can highlight all my work and then I give it all borders because I want to portray that image of Excel. So the next column, I'm going to type comments, comments, comment on commodities. Yeah, then I can increase the size of this and I can put a function equals VLOOKUP, open brackets. Yeah, then click at this because my table starts at, sorry, before I go to the vertical table, I need to comment on total amount, D3, comma, click at this, starts at G13, lock it, $G, $13, to G13 was locked, function for to this. I think it's, sorry. I was at, I think I was around here, equals VLOOKUP. Yeah, open brackets. I'm basing on total amount to comment, comma, and then this is G13, lock it, G13 to the last one is H15. Yeah, you lock it as well, put a comma, call index 2 columns in the vertical table, comma, true, appropriate match, close, and the comment is going to be generated. So this is black market. uh, as I can just go back to this, I think I left, is it a gap? Yeah, VLOOKUP D3 dollar. I should look this $G $13 to $H $15, comma 2, comma true. Hit enter and get comments on all the commodities. Now, if you can look at this is black market because it is below 4,000. This is also black market below 4,000. This is black market. This is black market. This is black market. And the two are good sales because they are above 4,000. And lastly, the last one is black market. So that is it with the VLOOKUP that was required in the Excel number in this paper. Next up is um, it's insert a 3D column chart showing prices of commodities. 3D column chart showing prices of commodities. I'm going to highlight commodities and then highlight unit price. I can just highlight the two. There's no need of control because the two are neighbors. Highlight the two, go to insert and look for a 3D column. 3D is right here. And then we label it. I can start with the title. I type FDT column charts showing commodities and prices, showing commodities, and a 3D column chart showing commodities and prices. Click at it once again and then go to add chart element, add axis titles, primary horizontal, remove this and then put these are commodities, and then also add chart element, axis titles, vertical, and these are prices. I remove this, I put prices. Yeah, then that is it with my graph that was required at that part E of the question. I mean part D. As we to part E is add the legends to the column chart and move the chart to sheet 2. Rename it analysis graph. Add the legends, click at the chart, add chart element, you choose legend, legend is here. I can set to put it on the right, it is right here. And then they also told us after adding a legend, we're supposed to move the chart to sheet 2, right click at it, select cut, look for sheet 2, and then you paste it there. The chart can be pasted at sheet 2, and then just make sure that you've pasted it right at the beginning of the sheet, not this side because you could affect the printing. So that is it with the chart at sheet 2, and rename the sheet analysis graph. Double tap at sheet 2, rename it analysis graph. Next up, now in these tutorials, you could be moving along with me question per question, because you could not, if you're just beginning from the middle of the video, things could confuse you. But if you're moving along with me, question per question, yeah, you could do some learning. So this is it with the analysis graph. So after the analysis graph, I'm going to head to the next question, that is change the orientation. They're talking about orientation, the orientation of column heading to negative 57. So the column headings should be negative 57. I'm going to highlight my column headings. They start from commodities up to this, and then you go to this. I look for orientation, that is negative 57. I can even right click at it, and then I go to format cells, and then alignment. Is it change the orientation of the column heading to 57 negative. So I can put negative 57. I swear that it applies by clicking OK. So it's going to apply like that in my spreadsheet. Next up, apply a border to your data in light blue color. Give your data a light blue color border, highlight all your work and give it a light blue border. Click at borders here under home and choose more borders. Yeah, I can make it thick so that I can visibly view it. Column, I need it to be in blue because the question wanted blue, and then outline because it's a border. That border uh, to your work or data light blue color, that is it, and then I click OK, and the light blue color is going to be applied to my work. Next is apply a suitable title in Chila font face. A suitable title, use a shopping center. I can add something like commodities and their prices. Yeah, then I can click at it and then I give it a chiller. It's called chiller. So you type it CHI, you see whether it's there, press enter, it is there. Chiller, font face and font size 15.5. 15.5. Press enter so that you get 15.5. Insert a right aligned header of your name and personal number. Insert a right aligned header of your name and personal number as the next question. That is part I. So I'm going to go to insert. I look for header and headers. Mine are under text hidden here. Headers and footers. So it should be on the right. I click on the right here. Right aligned header of your name and personal number. I can put my name, Marvin Kasozi, 500. Yeah, that is my header. And then I can go to part J, filter out all items that start with letter P and S, paste them on sheet 2. Before I go to the next question, whenever you put headers and footers in Excel and notes, your work could be divided. Don't mind about that, but try to squeeze your columns so that they can fit at least on a sheet. So you can squeeze your columns that, yeah, your work could fit on a sheet. Just like what I'm doing, I can squeeze the columns that my work fits at least on a sheet. It's not that divided, it's not that confusing. Yeah. So even amount I can squeeze it, and then also this I can squeeze it. That is slightly better. Yeah, it is slightly better as I can scroll back. I can hold Ctrl and then I scroll to increase the size. Next step is filter out all items that start with letter P and S. Paste that work on sheet 2. So if I want to filter all items that start with letter P or S, I want to just, I can take my work on sheet 2 first. I can take all the work. The heading looks to be hidden. Yeah, there we are. I can highlight all my work, right click, select a copy, and go to sheet 2. I can use this, right click, select paste, and then I do whatever I want. So I can increase the size of the columns here so that I can filter out the P's and the S letters. Yeah, so here we are at my sheet 3. So I want to filter out that the letter P's and the letter S. I want to just go to home and then I go to filter. I choose filter once again, click at this and tick only items with letter P and S. For the rest I uncheck, I remain with P's and S. Click OK and they're going to be filtered on sheet 3. Rename the sheets, filter out. They didn't tell me to rename. I'm going to letter K, is it? Yeah. Letter K, format all currencies, currency values with shillings, SHS symbol. Give your values. I go to the original sheet. I do that in the original sheet because it's the sheet I was using. Highlight, this one is money, and also quantity is not money, but total amount is money. Highlight it also. Even values above it is money. I think even this, it is money. I'm holding control while I'm highlighting. Yeah, even here, it is money. So I can right click at what I've highlighted, format cells. I look for number, then currency. Here, I scroll for SHS or UGX. UGX, click at UGX, reduce on the decimal point, 0, click OK, and UGX is going to be applied to your work. Remove the dollar signs by increasing the size of the column. That is, I think, the SHS that was required in that question. So after putting Ugandan currency in my work, the last question under Excel was print your work. Yeah, so this is my Excel I've been working with. So this is sheet 1. I commanded print, Control P. My printer is already there. No scaling, fit sheet on one page, and then I command a print. Next sheet with a graph, Control P. Printer is already there, print. Next up, sheet 3, Control P. Printer is already there, no scaling, fit sheet on one page, and then command a print. I can close my Excel and then I can save as I'm heading to the third number of this paper, that is database, Microsoft Access or database. Yeah, so database was number 3. Using a suitable database program of your choice, import a file saved as students.xlsx and save your database. Learners database. So you save it as learners database. So I want to create a database called learners database. Then I import the file called students.xls. I want to right click in my folder and then I choose database and then I rename it according to the question. I should rename it learners database. Yeah, then I open it. You see, my renaming is correct. A learner should mind the renaming and printing because the two, if you add up the marks of renaming and printing in a paper, you can even get a 5 or above, up to 10. Just renaming and printing. It's very important in a practical paper. So this is database. If I can open it, I'm going to enable content. Then I'm going to import a file that is called student.xlsx. Student.xlx. So I want to just go to external data, then new data source from file. I choose Excel. I click at browse. Learners were taught how to import while studying databases in senior 5. Database, then the support folder we're using is this. Open it, open this, and click at student, click at open, and okay. First row contains headings, tick that, next, next. Choose my own primary key. The primary key is student ID because, of course, it's the suitable field, not any other field. Click next and give a table a name. According to my question here, I want to see whether we can apply a name to a table. Assign appropriate data types, DTs, and the primary key to each field. Save your table as learners. So I want to save my table as learners. Click next or finish. Click save imports and save the imports, open learners, and then you're good to go with the rest of the questions. So I want to set data types before I continue to these other questions. So data types, close the table, right click at the table once again, choose design, and then look for the appropriate data types. I can use sex, that is lookup wizard. Under sex, I can choose lookup wizard. Item 2. Next, I can type female, and then here I can type male, and then next, finish. Another one was date of birth. I can put an appropriate date, date stroke time, and then format. I look for date that is 11th 12 this better. So Control S, my primary key is already a student's ID. Open the table and then we shall be good to go. Now sex is now a lookup wizard. I can just choose female male like that. Because it's a lookup wizard, it enables me choose the values without typing. Save that and you head to the next question, that is part B. Create a query showing only students who were born in December. Save it as December. So a query we're going to create is about students who are born in December. So I want to just go back to my database. I go to queries. I close this table first. Create. Head to query design and then add selected tables. Close this and then close this. Double tap at each. Double tap at each because all the fields are required. No field specifications have been made. So I can double tap at all. Then I go to, because the question is asking about December, I go to date of birth and then I extract students who were born in December. So I want to put a star. Star can represent a date, star slash, because my format of a date is beginning with a date, month, and year. So I want a month, December. A star, I don't need the date, that's why I'm putting a star. Slash, I need a month, December, slash, star. I don't need a year, I put another star. Run, and then we get those who were born in December. It is one learner, and that is Nabayinda Trinite, born in December 12, 2003. Save it as December, Ctrl S, December, and click OK to save our query. Next up after the query is Create a report and include all fields in the table. Include your name as a footer. Save it as footer. So we're going to create a simple report that includes all our fields from the table. And then we put footer. We include our name in the footer. So I'm going to just go to create. Then I go to report. And then Access is going to create a report for me. I make a few changes here and there to have a complete report. Right click at learners here, select design view. We give it a title that's appropriate, like a showing report showing all the fields from the table. A report showing all the fields from the table. Yeah, then I can adjust the size of these fields. I can click at this, click at uh, click at this, then adjust. Click at name, then I use the arrow, this one, to adjust. Sex, click at it, then adjust. You first get the arrow, adjust. Location, click at it, get the arrow, adjust. And then class, click at it, get our arrow, adjust. Date of birth, I can click at it as well, then I can adjust it this side. Yeah, in the same question, they wanted us, what's this? I can click at this and then I slightly adjust it. Yeah, in the footer section, according to our report, we should indicate our name. So in the footer section of the report, I want to just increase the report footer section. Then I can go to report design. I look for a label. Label, I draw a small label here. And then I put my name. And then I save that. I save the report as according to the question. Control S. Save it as footer. Click OK. And the report, in case I open it, it is saved as footer. My name is in the footer section. All my fields are visible and my heading is clear. And the time is right. I head to the next question. Create a form and include a button that can be used to print it. Save it as print button. So the form I want to be creating should be a complete form and it should have a button that can enable me print that very form. So I want to go back to Access. I close my report and then I go to create form design. Add existing fields, show all tables, learners, then double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap, and double tap. Highlight all of them, move them slightly downwards and in the center. Yeah, then right click at it, select form header and footer. So my header will go there and my footer is also visible. I can close this, I can increase the volume of the form, and then yeah, I can slightly adjust these fields upwards. Yeah, and then I can add a label on top of my form. I type form with a print button and all fields from the learners table. Yeah, so this is my heading for the form. I can just highlight the heading once again. I go to home, I give it a better or bigger size, like 14, and then I can highlight it once again. I put it in the center, bold, make it a heading because yeah, you're attracting attention of that person marking. You're showing them is you know what you're doing. There's a difference between a learner who's putting a heading and that one who doesn't put a heading in a form. So I want to just put more formatting features in a form, like click at this header section, form design, add a date there, click OK. Yeah, I can even add a button or buttons. Buttons are around here. I highlight, I draw a button. This button is for next, next, text, next, finish. Another button could be this. I can draw it here. I can give this one, sorry, a button is here. I can draw it around here. Then I can give it a command of previous, next, 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 finish. So I have two buttons, one of next and another one of previous. So I can put lastly the print button that is required in my form. So the print button can be got from the controls. I can look for a toggle button. This is a toggle button. I draw it here. After drawing a toggle button, the button that's going to enable me print, I draw a button that is like a rectangle in my form. Then I right click at it and then I give it commands that can enable me print. So the toggle feature that can enable me print, I can right click at it and then I select properties and then I go to is it event on click. I give it event procedure and then at the three dots here, uh, if I even go to the three dots, I can decide to label it. I can right click at it and then I give it is it something like a text at it. I want to give it a text that it can show that it's a print button, something like that. Font color, fill color, then right click at it again, size, anchoring, special effects. Anyway, event procedure, click at the three dots, we put a code that the computer can understand. Some more type of code that my button can capture so that I can print using that very button in a form. So I want to type do do then cmd dot print. The P is capital. Print um, do cmd dot print then out all capital and then I save that by clicking save and then I give my form a name according to the question. The form should be saved as print button. Print button. I click OK and then I click at the access icon so that I can go back to MS Access, the normal view. I was still at the button here. You can decide to write some other content within your button. You can decide to put content there like print. So I can label my toggle button by clicking at it and I type print button. I can highlight this and then I give it a bigger size, maybe 12. Yeah, and then I save the change and then I close the form. I open it from the normal view and then if I click at this print button, my printer should be outputting the form. So indeed, it's a button that can output content from your form. So that is it. The next up is create a form showing all students who don't come from Masaka. Save it as out of Masaka. So close and then I create a form to show people who don't come from Masaka. Of course, if you're doing a form showing that, you first create a query. So under create, then I'm going to go to query design. I click at add Yeah, add it planners tables, double tap at it, close this, double tap at each and every field, each and every field, and then I first look for learners who don't come from Masaka, and location at location I put a less than sign, greater than sign, no space, then I type Masaka. I click and run. I get people who come from all districts apart from Masaka. I save it as not not Masaka query, not Masaka query. I click OK, and then I close this query. Then I can use the very query to create the form that they want, because it's the part E that I should create a form to show people who don't come from us. I mean, people who don't come from Masaka, all districts apart from Masaka. Then you save it as out of Masaka. So I want to just go to create, then I go to form wizard. That a wizard enables me choose from various objects. I choose the query I want, not Masaka. Put all the field that side next. I make it tabular next and finish. So this is a form that shows all people who don't come from Masaka, though it needs a few changes. So if you want to change, right click at it, select design view, and give it some changes. Increase the size, and then I can even increase downwards. I put what I want. So beginning with the title. The title could be adjusted to an appropriate title. That is, I can increase this, and then I type a form that shows all a form that shows all students who do not come from Masaka. Yeah, and also this box is very tiny. I can adjust the size of the box, add adjust the size of the box, and add adjust the size of the box. Same applies to this, add adjust the size of the box. Save and open the form once again to see whether things are now alright. Yeah, things are now all right. So this is a form that shows students who do not come from Masaka, and it seems it is the last um, object that was required in database in this paper. So when you are printing database, apart from the form I used the form I used, I think for the form I was printing with the button I inserted there. Now for the rest, I'm going to just print the normal way we print. So open the table, Control P, the printer is already there. Properties, make it landscape, and print. Okay. Then apart from the form, what else? There's a query, that December query, Control P. The printer is already there. Properties, landscape, and then okay, okay. Another query is here, Control P. Properties, landscape, okay, okay. Then the form was already printed, I guess. Even I think this one, not Masaka, is not yet printed. Control P, printer, is already there, properties, and I go to landscape, I print. Okay, footer, control P, print is already there, properties, landscape, I click okay, the report. Okay, then since it's a wider, at times reports generate this error message. Simply click OK, and you find a helper within a room in an examination to help you with printing the report in Access. That was database of that paper. As I head to PowerPoint or presentation of this very paper, I am doing as a sample paper to help learners of Senior 6 uh, get ready for the final exams that are going to be done soon. It was number four that using a presentation software design a 5 slide presentation talking about immunization. Do the following tasks in the slides. Slide one, a suitable title and name. So the presentation is about immunization, and it's what I want to do. It's just 5 slides. I want to be very fast here with putting content into the presentation. So I want to use my very folder to put, of course, a presentation there, that is PowerPoint. Yeah. Then I click at blank slide. I save it immediately in my folder. It was outside my folder. Control S, save as, browse, desktop. I'm using Macadita Practical Guide. I'm supposed to rename it according to the question. I should rename it immunization minus sign. My name immunization minus sign. Suzy Marvin Mark. Yeah, click save and it's going to be saved in your folder so that I can start putting information that is needed there. Chap chap. Slide 1 should have a suitable title and your name. The title is Immunization by Suzy Marvin Mark B. Yeah. Slide 2, definition of immunizations. I can go to title slide, title and content rather, and I put definition of immunization. Yeah, and if I can use my Chrome here, chap chap, immunization. I'm just getting a few content from internet. Learners are not supposed to use internet in a paper because one, internet could slow down the computer system, and also it could even take the learners off track in a paper. So learners are not advised to use internet in an examination. So definition, I can put my definition there that this is the action of making a person, animal, resistant to a particular infectious disease or pathogen, typically by vaccination. So that's the definition of immunization. Yeah, so I can just put this down and then put this down. As I head to slide 3 should have um, the forms according to the question. I should have the forms of immunization. So I want to just search for immunization forms. So at slide 3, I'm going to put some immunization forms there. Uh, all types. So at slide 3, I can use a title and content once again because I've not been specified on the type of slide. So I type forms of immunization. Then those are the forms of immunization. Then I can just get them by maybe just highlighting them. Assuming these are the forms, I can copy them and I put them in my presentation. This is inactivated in vaccines, live vaccines, messenger vaccines, submit. All those are just uh, forms of immunization. So that was it with the third slide, having the forms of immunization. Slide 4, immunization. Immunizable diseases. So I want to just go to slide 4 and create a title. Immunizable diseases. So just type immunizable diseases there, and then yeah, I I put them there. Immunizable diseases. Now there are quite a number: whooping cough, malaria, typhoid. Yeah. whooping cough, polio, TB. What else? What else? What else? What else? Tetanus. Yeah, etc. Those are some of the immunizable diseases that I can showcase in slide 3. Lastly, it is slide 5, conclusion. Conclusion about uh, immunization. So I type conclusion. Yeah, I type a brief conclusion that immunization helps a lot in preventing diseases that could affect one's life. This can also save one a lot from hospital bills. That's a simple conclusion that can be typed in slide 5. Then as I go to part B, apply appropriate transitions and animations to all your slides. So click at your slide, transitions and animations to all the slides. Click at the slide and then give it a transition. Maybe I want to put push to all slides. Click at push, apply to all. Even animations, I can highlight my titles and then I look for animations. Add animation, more entrance, choose. In animation, you can animate anything because they have not specified on what to animate. So I can animate my work in such a way, highlight, choose this, entrance, there are many animations. And then, yeah, your work is going to be animated and with transitions. At least make sure that every slide, every slide has at least an animation or a transition. Yeah, so that is it with animations and transitions. Click OK. As you go to the next one, it's all slides should have a gradient background color. So click at slide 1 and give it a gradient. Is it a gradient background color? So slide 1, go to design and choose format background, choose a gradient and at least apply a gradient to all your work. D is hyperlink slide 1 to slide 4 using any shape. Hyperlink slide 1 to slide 4 using any shape. So click at slide 1, go to shapes under insert, and then, yeah, I can choose a shape that can help me hyperlink to slide 4. Assuming this is the shape I want to use, I can click at it, and then, yeah, once again I click at it, I go to insert, I select link, insert link, place in this document, and then slide 4 because the question wanted me to hyperlink slide 1 slide 4 using any shape. Click OK, and the shape can link us to slide 4. If you even point there, the link is right indicated there. E, apply slide numbers to all your slides. Apply slide numbers to all your slides. Go to insert and then choose um, slide numbers. So mine is, I think, indicated around here. So click at it, tick slide number, and then apply to all. F, insert speaker notes on slide 4, and they've given us some speaker notes we should put on slide 4. Insert speaker notes on slide 4 saying or writing having the written content immunization is good for your health. So speaker notes are put under here. I can increase the size of this at slide 4, and then I type immunization is good for your health at slide 4. Immunization is good for your health as speaker notes. Part key in your presentation, insert a video saved as immunization.mp4. I want to use, maybe I can use conclusion, the conclusion slide to put a video. The video was provided to us in the support material. So I want to click at this, I press enter, I remove the bullets, and then I go to insert, and then I look for video. Video is here. This device, desktop, open um, the support folders we are using, that is this, open, and it's here. Insert, and the video is going to be indicated in our slide. We could just adjust the size of the video so that yeah, it fits into the slide. If someone plays it, it could be playing, it will be playing as a video in our slide. Save your work as your name, save your work as immunization minus sign your name. I can close it, save. It is immunization minus sign my name. If I want to rename, I close the program and then I rename it. I can't rename some program that is open. That is wrong. You have to close the program and then you can rename it. Lastly, print all your work on one sheet. Control P, open your work, and then Control P. Full pages, I take them to 5 or 6 because I've done 5 slides. I can select 5 or 6, and then my printer is ready and I can print my work. Remember, I had speaker notes at slide 4. I can click at slide 4 and then I adjust the size, Control P, and then this time round I can select notes pages, takes me to slide 4. That's having my I think slide 4 is right here with my notes page. And then I command a print so that I see my notes at slide 4. So I command a print and then I get that slide with the notes on it. Lastly, that is Microsoft Publisher. In this very paper, I was required to do Microsoft Publisher, and Publisher is also a number that is done in a practical paper A6, and yeah, it deals with designing business cards, flyers, certificates, magazines, book covers, calendars, brochures, etc. etc. For this case, this is about Azerati, something like Azerati Saloon is a known salon on the streets of your district with advanced hairstyling, but only well known in that locality. Using a publication program of your choice, develop a business card using the following details. So, we want to design a business card using the details below at number 5 as the last number for today. So the instructions, A, use a paper size height 2 inches and 3 inches with a landscape orientation. So I'm going to first open a publication in my folder. The publication is right here under new. I can select publication. I'm not sure of the renaming. The renaming is Save Your Work as Business Card. Business card minus sign your name. Yeah, business card minus sign your name. You see, my renaming is all in line with the questions I've been doing. So the renaming should be correct. Don't have files as new Word document, new Excel, new publication, new PowerPoint presentation. That is wrong. You should rename according to the paper you're attempting. So I can open business card. Yeah, it is right here and it is open. So the first question was telling me that it's just a background. The business card is going to be about a salon and it's in the streets of your district. So you need to do a business card. And the first part was A. It was use a paper size height. Height is 2 inches, and the opposite width is a mistake with the spelling here. Width is 3 inches, and it should be landscape. So at my presentation, I'm going to first make it landscape. At page design, I'm going to choose orientation and make it landscape. But also, I give it measurements. The measurements just under um, Let's hit page design once again. So I want to click at I think size, yeah, size, and then I go to uh, page setup. The width, according to the question, is supposed to be 3 inches and the height is supposed to be 2 inches. If at all your computer displays some other units, I've talked about this in word processing. Simply go to File, go to Options, and then go to Advanced, look for Display, and change your units. My units are fine, then inches, and the question is also asking about inches. So I'm going to just go to Size, and then I go to Page Setup, then I go to Width. Width is 3, so I choose 3, and the width I type 3, and then the height is supposed to be 2. Yeah, the width is 3 and the height is 2 inches, and my work is in landscape. I want to click OK, and the measurement of the business card is going to be cut at my page. So the business card, the boundaries are clearly indicated. So nothing should be done outside those boundaries, because you could be just outside the business card after printing. Your business card could be cut during printing. So whatever formatting feature that you need should all be indicated within the blue box, because that is the size of the business card that has been asked in the examination on what you're doing. Part B is use word art and a nice looking but varying fonts. So you're supposed to use word art. I want to simply go to insert, and then I use word art to put my title about the business card. I want to just draw a box on top here. Right click at it, and then I select add text. That I add text according to the question. It's about Azurati Saloon. Yeah, Azurati Saloon. I can highlight it once again. I give it a bold look. Yeah, then in the center, and then I can click at the shape again, shape format, shape fill, no fill, shape outline, no outline. Then I remain with the title as Azurati Saloon. I can even get another shape under shapes. I can draw a shape that is just under my title. Yeah, a line that is under my title, and then I just reduce on its thickness. Right click at the line, and then you select sorry about this, Ctrl Z. I can just go to shape outline. I go to weight. I give it at least something like that. That is not, of course, so thick. Yeah, that is the heading of my business card. And question part B was asking me to use word art and a nice looking but varying fonts. So I'm going to uh, add some word art here. I can highlight this, and then I can look for word art, insert word art in my business card, and click OK. If it is fine with you, you can just adopt this by reducing the size of the heading, reduce the size of the heading as Azurati Saloon, and then I can remove this heading, and then I put this one that's having one art by simply adjusting it to this. Better as Azurati Saloon. Other information at part C. Some other information at part C is add. So some other content we can add in the business card was at part C, include the following details. Name of the salon, that's already there. Address of the salon, it's what I'm going to do. So address of the salon, I can just go back to publisher and add, I can add a text box, sure. Text box, then I draw a text box just right here. Remember, you're within the blue uh, box, because those are the measurements we made at first. It's where the business card cuts. So you're within the blue grounds. So whatever you're doing, you should be within the blue grounds. So I want to just adjust this, and then I type some content there, because I was heading to address and location. So I'm going to right click at this, and then I select add text, and then I type could reduce the size of this first. Yeah. Then I type the address that we are located in Mutungo. Mutungo Nana building shop number 4. Maybe it is the location. We are located in Mutungo Nana building shop number 4. Before you even type a location, we can put some information about us that we are we are Azerati, the best hair stylists. If you want to see what you're doing, you can hold Control and scroll so that you see what you're typing. If you're in this ground, you may not see properly, but if you scroll while holding Control, you can really see what you're doing. Yeah. So we are located in Mutongo Nana building, shop number 4. That's the location. As we are heading to telephone number, the email address. So telephone number, I can write contact us on 0701 or 0770 44 3800. Next line, email us on Zrati, maybe it's just Zrati at gmail.com. What other information is needed according to the question? Include a contrasting background and other relevant information. So I can click at this great space, click at this great space, click at this great space. Zoom in. Yeah, click at this shape format, shape outline, no outline. Yeah. Then click at this again, shape fill. I think it's already no fill. And then click at this shape outline, no outline. Yeah. This so I had to, I think it's include a contrasting biggie. A contrasting biggie, just go to page design and you put a background that is that's just eye catching. At the background I can choose a background that is eye catching. As Ready Salon, a background that could not cover your content. Yeah. Okay. I can go with this, assuming this is the biggie I've taken. Any solid colors, solid colors, solid colors, solid colors. If I was ready, let me see. Anyway, back to the backgrounds at page design. I can choose a background that is eye catching. I'm just trying to look for a background that is just fine for me. Let me first go back to my white background, and then I first finish whatever I'm putting in my business card. Other relevant information, add your name as a footer. I can add my name as a footer. I can just go at insert and choose a shape, draw it right under my business card. Yeah, I can move it around and then right click at it, add text. I put my name as a footer and then yeah, I can type it there. If the size is big, I can go to home and reduce on the size. So I can type Mark Suzy B. So it's in the photo section and I can click at the shape again and then I go to shape format. Shape format, I choose shape fill, I mean shape outline, no outline. And the name can be reduced to something smaller so that it doesn't, you know. take a lot of space in the business card. Other images I could have can include maybe the location we are located. Click at this, and then you put an image. I have some images in my support folders here. Location symbol is here. Control C, I can copy it, go back to publisher and paste. I reduce on the size of the location symbol. Reduce to something so tiny that can fit in my business card, and then move it around to fit there. Zoom in, and then you put your location symbol there so that it fits in your business card. So we are located is sorted as we're heading to contact us. This is a phone symbol. So the phone symbol is here. Click at it, Control C, back to the publication, paste it there. Just reduce on the size so that it fits in the publication we are doing. So I add just this to this contact us. I can zoom in, and then I reduce on the size of the phone. Yeah. Then email us. Click at this, and then choose the image you want in the support folders. All these images are going to be attached in the support materials in the video description so that you can freely use them. So I can press this here, and then yeah, I can reduce on the size so that it also fits in my card. Reduce on the size so that it really fits in my card. So I can move this to fit in my card, and it's yeah, it is right there. It's an image about email, maybe email us. Yeah, email us on. Mhm. And then we can add this last image. It's just a QR. Click at it, Control C, and paste it in our card. Simply reduce on the size of this so that it fits here within the card. Yeah, so the card is taking shape. I can just pick a shape, insert shape. This is just creativity now that I can apply in my card because uh, it's a publication, it should be eye-catching. So I can just reduce on the size of this, yeah. Then shape fill, I give it a color like this. Shape outline, I move the outline. I main with the color. So that's it with a shape there. So this is a card and it's taking shape. And lastly, I can go and look at the question once again. I've already saved it as my name, business card, then my name. And then printing will be done last. My name is there as a footer, other relevant information, maybe the background. I can just adjust the backgrounds by putting a biggie that's eye catching. The blue color may cover my heading, and the heading is the major part of the business card. So I can choose a color that is, of course, not affecting my card. Maybe I can choose a color like that one for my publication as a background color. Since I've done all the questions about the business card. That is question 5. I've done all of them, so I can simply save this once again. So if you're doing publication in an exam, you simply click at file, then save as, give it a name and a browse, and then look for desktop. I'm using this guide. It's already saved. I can add image. I save it 2 times. For the publication, you can save 2 times. Save as type JPEG, and then click save, and you want to have the image saved and the publication saved. I can close this also, click at save, and I can go back to my folder I've been using from the start. The image is indicated, I think, right here. If I double tap at it, it can open. Now for the image, it's just one copy. If I'm printing the image, I command the Control P, the printer is indicated, and maybe I want it in landscape, and I want one copy for and again I command a print. And for the publication, I can just double tap at it. For the publication, you can still edit it if you want, but I can open it, Control P, and then I choose the printer. The cards are just here. They are going to be, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're going to be 10 cards. Depends on what you want. Multiple copies. Later, you can change, but it's better you go with the preview of the machine. So the printer is already there. I can command a print and my cards can be printed out for handing in. So I've done all the 5 questions in this paper, and it has taken me 1 hour and 45 minutes. Takes me back to what I said. Each number is 30 minutes. Each number is 30 minutes. So this is it, and the last number was publication. This is the paper I was doing. Make sure that when you're senior six learner somewhere, you look at this paper before attempting national exams. That is 2 weeks time. Look at this and then go through all the questions I've done step by step. Ask me where possible through the comment section, and all the support materials are there in the video description. Feel free to download and use them. So this has been the paper. That has been it. Very good evening, and bye bye.